Hi, welcome everyone. So I'm going to be channeling Archangel Raphael, and so Raphael will give messages that are relevant for the people listening, and the people who'll be listening afterwards. So yeah, anyway, I'll just let him come through and speak. I would like you to know that I am speaking on behalf of many angelic messengers, and when I am with you, I am automatically feeling what is there going on for you, giving you clarity, giving you what you need to move forwards with. I would like you to know that there is no such thing as simply being in the light. It is important to consistently work on yourselves to stay completely in the light of oneness. What I would like to do is do a few adjustments on your energy first before I even start, because what I see is that there around at the moment, chaos and confusion, but also within this, stillness and peace. What I would like to do first is bring you all into your own energy, and after this, I will speak more. I would like you to know that at the moment there are massive changes going on collectively. The sort of changes I am speaking about are quite momentous, based on what has been going on at the moment and based on what will be. What I see is that there is a lot of collective chaos, but within this, there is also clarity within a few people about what this actually means. The changes which are happening at the moment are massive because people are finding that their daily routine is interrupted to such an extent that pretty much everything is at a standstill. It means that the changes that will happen as a result will be massive as well. People are really starting to adjust to a new way of being, a new way of living. And for some people, they are really feeling that it is a good change for them. I would like you to know that there is no such thing as things simply happening for no reason at all. It really does mean something, what is going on, but what it means is not really clear to all of you. I would like you to be aware that within all of this chaos, there is a lot of clarity that is emerging amongst people. People are recognizing that although times are changing fast, it does not mean that it is a bad thing. There is a collective recognition that life has slowed down somewhat, a collective recognition that it is important to look after each other, and a collective recognition that as a result of what is going on, there are certain restrictions that apply on what you are able to do day to day. But what I would like you to know is that there is not yet a collective recognition about precisely what this means. However, for some people, they have already recognized that it is an opportunity for everything that no longer serves them to fall away, including day to day routines, friendships, even. Because what I see is as a result of this enforced isolation for many people, you are not able to keep up to date with certain people who are in your lives. You are not able to physically see those same people you have been seeing. And for some people, this is an opportunity to reassess who is who in their lives, to see more clearly what is right for them and what is not. It is also an opportunity to be in your own energy, to go within, to feel out more deeply what is going on, and to clear away the old. And what will happen as a result is that new alliances will form, old alliances will fall away, and there will be also some resurrection of alliances that you may have believed were long gone. What I'm really trying to say is that everyone is attaining new states at the moment. And for some people, it really does mean that there will be a lot of life changes as a result. For others, the changes will be more subtle, but there will be changes nonetheless. I am not asking any of you to consciously make decisions at the moment. I am asking you to simply be with yourselves, be with how you feel. You do not need to make any firm decisions about anything at all. Only be. And through this, there will be an automatic recognition from within about what is right for you. I will go as far as to say that it does not even mean that what is right for you will stay right for the rest of your lives. But what is right for you at the moment is what serves you, what helps you to move forwards. I also would like you to know that because of this enforced isolation, there is also some opportunities which are arising for some of you which will bring new ways forwards in your lives. For example, you may find that in your working life, you end up doing things differently, permanently, because of what the current changes are bringing into your life. You may also realize that sometimes it is not so important how much you do. It is more important whether you are really into it or not. And for some people, there will be a recognition that some of the things they were previously doing did not really serve much function. I would like you to know that what I'm also starting to see clearly amongst people generally is that there is a lot of fear as well about being isolated, being cut off from other people. And what I will say is underneath this fear, there is simply an energy where there is a sense that it is important to be connected to one another, important to have a community around you on a day to day level. And through this recognition, there will be changes on the earth. What I see is that there are some people who have been isolated for a long time on the earth plane. And through this, they are recognizing the importance of having day to day contact. What I will say is that it is important for people to have a community around them, but not only a community that they have on one level in terms of distant friendships, people who are in contact with them on a day to day level, but perhaps living much further away. The sort of community I mean is one which is actually local, where there are people there for each other on a day to day level. The people who do not have this will find that this comes into operation around them and that they are now going to have much more support than ever before. And then there are other people who are not really in need of this, who feel quite self sufficient. And for those people, it will be more a case of having their own space to reassess their lives, their values, the way they have been living. And for some people, they may even decide they want more isolation, more time alone, and that it is important to them. What I see is that there is a lot going on, a lot of rearrangement, and I would like you to find your place within it, to see what is right for you, to see what works for you and what does not. I also would like you to know that the higher angels are asking you to really take a step back at the moment from your day to day lives, to not feel that you must be proactive. They are saying, be with yourself. And if you feel to do something, to do it, but do not force yourself. Do not push yourself to do anything that does not feel quite right. I would also like to affirm something, and that is this coronavirus is not really as deadly as it is made out to be. There is a lot of fabrication, exaggeration, and even there are being told about this in order to put everyone on high alert. I would like you to know that the symptoms are variable in people, but mostly they are very mild, and the more severe cases are normally with people who have underlying health conditions that are so serious themselves that they could take the person's life at any moment. I also would like you to know that there are some reports of what it is like to have this illness, and I would like to be completely clear with you that there are people who are simply not telling the truth, who have been told to lie in order to put people on high alert. They are being told that by doing this, they will save lives. But what they are actually doing is making it more of a fear based society in relation to this illness. I would like you to know that there is no real way of knowing who is telling the truth. But what I will say is that be aware that people are being told to lie. They are being told to exaggerate their symptoms so that people voluntarily self isolate to prevent the spread of this. And what I see in this is that the value that occurs spontaneously from doing this is that people simply are able to do what they would like to in their lives, because by self isolating, there is also a lot of freedom people have to do what they like in their lives on a day to day basis. There is no obligation, for example, to see people socially or do other things which are not necessary. But also within self isolation, there is a feeling of being constrained in some way, being away from the activities that may bring you more life. So, what I will say is, those who are self isolating, it is okay because there is value to this. There is value to having space and time for yourself. But then there is also some things that you are not able to do. And I would like you to be aware that the constraints you may be placing on yourself may not be completely right for you. However, see what you are able to do. It is good for you to know that there are some outer constraints, and then you put inner constraints on yourself. So within the outer constraints, see what you then feel to do spontaneously without being influenced by what you are told on the outside. What I'm really trying to say is that there is a fine balance in act at the moment going on within people and around them, where they are able to attune to the truth of what is and then make decisions accordingly within the context of what is allowed on the outside as well. I would like you to also know that the value of self isolation is also that it does remove you from your day to day routine. So it means that when you come back to it, there is a new format, a new way of doing things. You are clearing out habitual ways of being on a day-to-day basis. I have one more message to give that hopefully will inspire you the most, and that is there is no such thing as simply being able to focus in the light and stay there. For all of you, you are coming in and out of it. You go into the light and then you go back into old habits and patterns, ways of being and thinking. And this is perfectly normal because when you are breaking free of something, you fluctuate between different states. You fluctuate between being in the pattern and then being out of it. And what I see is over time, you have more time where you are out of it rather than in it. The reason I'm saying this is because some of you who are listening have patterns, cycles you are trying to break out of. And I would like you to know that it is natural to fluctuate, to go between the two. However, one sure way of breaking a pattern that you really want to permanently clear very fast is to keep going into the light. So whenever you are able to, go into the light and keep working on clearing it. And the best way to clear patterns is to be in the light and to focus on how you would like to be. Focus on what you would like and then let old energies clear through you. I have no more to say, but I will leave you with a final message, and that is it is important at the moment to make your own decisions based on what you feel inside, to not be overly influenced by what you hear on the outside, upside from when it truly resonates with you. Because a lot of what you are being told is not true, but nonetheless, it does serve you. Believe it or not, it does serve you at the moment to be in your own space, to be away from your day-to-day routines. It even serves you to do some things to help others out at this time, those who are not so strong. It is good for you to know that regardless of what is going on, there is a lot of good things that will come about as a result. And primarily, you will all find that as a result, people's needs are met on deeper levels than ever before. And this will be permanent after this so-called crisis is over. And also, routines will change, and friendships will change. Everything will change and be better. That is what I see.